Alright, what is up, guys? So, today is February 12th, currently 8:57, and my son's already screaming. So, anyways, yeah, so I'm here a little early, which is good. So, for you guys, I guess, for me. Already went over the gap scanner. There's a few on there to watch, but nothing crazy. Aim is definitely going to be one. We're already over that level, so we have room basically up to the 200 moving average at 231. The float is 2.3 million, so that's awesome. Let me pull over the gap scanner so you can see. TTNP is the leading gapper, but it's 30 cents. I don't trade stocks that cheap, so I'm not going to be watching that at all. Next on my list, DTSS, which isn't even on the gap scanner. I just pulled over, but it's on the gap scanner now. 4 million float, only, it says 5,000 shares traded already, so I'm only seeing 300 here, but it has a history of spiking, but it does give it all back, so we got to be careful on it. Wow, okay, so I'll definitely be watching it because it is 4 million in float and has a history of spiking, because it did spike back here as well in October. So it spikes hard, but it gives it all back, so you jump in, you ride the momentum, you take your profits on the way up. Next on our list, MMYT just has a nice had a nice day yesterday, good day, but it did break resistance level, so we're just going to see if we get some continuation up to 32 and see if it can break 32 and make new highs. Well, 32.30 and make new 52-week highs. I don't really know what, if it had news yesterday or whatnot, but Deck will go over that later because this was one of the stocks on his list. REXN, probably not going to get a trade on it today, but I'm looking for like a mid-candle breakout pattern to set up for tomorrow. Now this stock I did very well on yesterday, $2,695 yesterday, which was awesome, and this right here was like the main part of it. So this line was meant for here. I extended it to the left and it did come, whatever, but ignore the line here. I jumped in here with a little starter position. I think it was 315 because you could see the volume. It was like nothing, volume coming in, So I took a little starter position. A lot more volume came in. Broke the VWAP, and then it was like hovering around. I hopped in with 2,000 shares here, so it was like 500 and 2,000 shares. Sold into this push and this push. Watched it, was waiting, started to set up this bull flag. I hopped in right here because I was already up pretty decent because I'd taken a trade on it in the morning too. So at the time I was up like $1,900 maybe. So I hopped in here, and this from here on out I'm taking like 1,000 share positions. It pops up, take profits into this push, sets up another bull flag. Here I thought it was going to be over with. I thought it was coming down to VWAP, but as soon as it recovered, I got in on this candle, another 1,000 shares, pops up, sell half at the high here, and then the other half into this push, and then it broke out of this flag, so I was just waiting to see what it was going to do. And then let's see, I think it was right in here. I think it was 73. Yeah, at 373 on this candle, I bought 2,000 shares to hold into the close because I thought, I thought it would give, spike more into the close. I thought it would go up to like 450, but I sold into this push here, and that gave me an extra $375, finishing up $26.95 on it. So that was awesome. Let's go over BRN because I made $2,900 on it yesterday. So it was called out hitting the scanners and stuff, so I hopped in here at like 140-ish, and I just held into this halt, and I think it was 2 or 3,000 shares, and then I started taking just all my profits here. Boom, 2,900, 2,940. I wished I'd have held and got a little up here, but you know, with that pullback there and the way it sold off, I'm kind of glad I didn't. Oh, those are my favorite trades to play though, like the no volume and then all of a sudden spike. Actually, I like them to start out with no volume and dip down a little bit and then U-shape and then break. That's probably my favorite setup. Next is TROV. I don't know what to expect from this one because the daily chart's not amazing. I mean, it got held up at the 200 moving average here. It broke the 200 moving average Monday. Tuesday it came down and bounced off the 200 moving average, and right now, let's see, where is it gapped up to? So as of right now, it's basically sitting at the high of this candle. So we'll see what happens when it opens up. I mean, it could be a red day and come back down, or it could continue. So I honestly have no clue on it. We'll just watch the setup, you know, how it plays out. TRXC. This one is the lowest float on the scanner at 241,000 in float. Nice gap up early this morning, but has been fading since. And the daily chart is a little rough. First off, we are still under the 50 moving average, so we need to get above it to really go, you know, go anywhere. And then we have room all the way up to almost $10 to the 200 moving average. But this, you know, this day it gapped up massive, had a little spike, and then sold off. So today we're going to gap up above the 13 EMA, which is good, but we're still below the 50 moving average. So it's, you know, I'm going to definitely be watching it, but it's really going to have to get the hype to push on up. So that's all I've got for my watch list. So deck just came on, so I'm going to switch over to his commentary. Good luck, everybody, and thanks for watching.
Breakout. We haven't been able to see that rip. There's nothing that I've been 100% confident in. And I know that's not what you guys want to hear. You guys want to hear deck, let's get after it. You want to hear me say, oh boy, oh, get ready for this one. That's what I know you guys want to hear. But at the same time, we have to be, disciplined. We have to keep our emotions intact. We have to say to ourselves, all right, what's actually going to be a reasonable play for us? So, we're going to talk about it all. We're going to look for the best game plan. We're going to see what's going to be coming on up. But, the last 2 days have been a little iffy. Hopefully we can see that turnaround today. Side note, as you guys know, if you guys have not checked it out, we have 3 chat rooms currently running on Tradecaster, Sublime Trades, Dan Irish, and myself. These are all Dan and John and myself are all full-time traders. If you guys are interested in learning all of our strategies, you guys have access towards that, and that's the most beautiful thing. So again, you guys can view my chat, you guys can view Dan's chat, you can view John's chat. It's all about, again, going ahead and checking everyone out and, learning as much as you possibly can. So, that's one of the best things that you guys, if it ever gets slow, check out, see what John's doing. If it gets slow, check out, see what Dan's doing. If it gets slow, come back and study the video library. So, being able to learn from 3 different full-time traders, 3 different strategies, I want to give you guys as much as I possibly can. And we'll continue to add new streamers, right? We'll continue to add new streamers and so you guys can keep learning and keep growing as a trader. It's all for you guys, right? That's the number one thing. You guys are the main reason I go out and reach out to these people so they can teach you more and more. All right. So what is going on today? What are going to be some of the best plays? What is going on with our market briefing? Well, after a decline that took the major averages well off their off their Tuesday session high, U.S. stock futures point to a strong Wednesday open as investors become slightly less concerned about the coronavirus. It's like another day of coronavirus talk, but people again don't seem to really care that much as investor side. The market keeps on going. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq did manage to eke out a record close on Tuesday, despite the fall from their highs, and both are up in 6 of the past 7 sessions. So where are we at this morning on the SPY? How high are we? SPY, brand new record high. It looks like once again at 336.87. If we open up near these points, that would be absolutely awesome. So definitely want to be keeping our eyes peeled. SPY, brand new record highs, another day of climbing on the SPY. I think that's all the SPY does. Just climbs, 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 climbs. It doesn't ever stop, right? So any sort of little dip that has occurred on the SPY has been able to see these plays go on these very big rips and runs. So the SPY has been absolutely insane, and we're going to see if that's going to be able to continue to continue to climb here. On today's economic calendar, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell will be back on Capitol Hill today, this time before the Senate Banking Committee and the second day of his semi-annual testimony on monetary policy. The Mortgage Bankers Association is out with its weekly report on mortgage applications at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Earnings reports later on today. Some of the big ones are CVS, Molson Coors, Moody's, Teva Pharmaceuticals. After the bell today, we have Atlas, Applied Materials, Cisco Systems, Equifax, and International Favor. So definitely make sure that you guys go check out some of these plays. They are going to have earnings later on after the day. All right, so let's dive in on what you guys want to know, and what stocks are going to be able to break out today. Well, you can see we only have like 3 solid press releases today. So either we're going to have this is your options. We're going to have one of these 3 break out. We're going to have one of the Tuesday top gainers break out, or we're going to see a random low float stock on the high of the day momentum scanner steal the volume and break out. So it's going to be one of those plays. Right? It's either going to be again, through hot news, hot press releases. It's going to be either a Tuesday top gainer, or it's going to be a random low float stock that pops up on the high of the day momentum scanner that everyone wants to run into that catches a ton of fire. So those are the ones that have a ton of hype and activity. Billy Madison, do you have any long-term plays into a stock? Nope, not right now. I don't have any sort of long-term investments on any sort of play. Obviously, if I could say what has been the best one so far of 2020, best one so far of 2020 has been Tesla. So that has been the number one best mover, best ripper, best climber since late October into November, but it really started picking up where January and February, where Tesla went insane. So if you're looking for maybe a long-term investment, as of now, Tesla is the best one that we are seeing of 2020 at this time. Okay, so let's dive in on our news streamer, and let's talk about the stocks that are gapping up today. What stocks have the best potential for us to go on a big-time rip, a big-time run? Right? I know you guys may be saying right here, Deck, I'm not seeing anything I 100% like just yet. Well, that's okay. The most important thing is to come up with a game plan for each and every single one of these stocks. Come up with a game plan with an entry, with an exit, with a stop loss, and let's come up with a reason on why we would want to get in on these plays in the first place. Right? Now, why are we hopping in on these plays? What's the point of getting in on these stocks? What can they value us with? Is there a lot of high reward, a lot of low risk? What are we really focusing on? So let's go ahead and we're going to talk about all this and we will do it. So number one, guys, DTSS. DTSS right here. This stock is gapping up 32%, is 4 million in float. What in the world is happening with DTSS? Well, we can go ahead and check this play on out. What's the credibility? Why are people even interested on the stock right now? Well, DTSS, this stock came out with a press release February 12th. February 12th, we have DataC to provide a custom hardware and software solution to K through 12 schools and public communities in Taiwan, China to address coronavirus outbreak. So basically, DTSS was hired to make a custom hardware and software solutions for schools from kindergarten to 12th grade, and it also has a little bit of coronavirus, keywords in there, right? So does it have a good press release? That's a solid press release. Solid press release behind it. It's not saying we're looking for a new drug. They're not saying we're looking for this or trying to do that. It's saying, it's going to provide a custom hardware from schools from K through 12, that have to do with the coronavirus outbreak. So, is it the best thing in the world? No, it's not the best thing in the world. but it does have the word coronavirus, which has been pretty hot, and also it's a pretty solid press release all around. Not amazing, not anything that's jumping me off my seat saying, wow, everyone buying on this play. Is it worth watching? Absolutely. It's a stock right now that's considered the #1 top gainer. It's 4 million in float, and it does have this press release behind it. We can also see DTSS has been a previous spiker before, but what do we know about these spikes? It seems like when these stocks spike on up, it usually gives back a lot of its gains, doesn't it? So usually these stocks spike on up and give back most of their gains. Spikes on up, gives back most of its gains. So what do you think what we're going to do today if we see DTSS go on this nice big rip? Are we going to want to chase around the tops? I wouldn't, right? I wouldn't want to chase around the tops. Do you guys want to get caught up in a play that, looks all the way up there? Do you guys want to get caught up in a play that goes all the way up here and drops all the way back on down? Look at these upper shadows. You guys can see it right for yourself. So that's why it's very important to always look at past chart history pattern because we know DTSS could spike today and it could go on a nice rip and it could go on a nice run. But what we need to also understand is that DTSS, this play right here, is going to give most of it back, right? If it does spike. All right. So DTSS is a play that likes to give a lot of it back after it does spike. But the thing is, it does like to spike. It does like to move. It does like to rip. So we'll keep our eyes peeled on that to see what's going to be coming on up. All right. Do we like this one? Yes. What would be a game plan on this stock? Game plan would be we want to see if this stock could get up towards, it's already above that 350 mark. It seems like most of its support lines. So support would probably be back down towards around 335. So right here, guys, we could change this out and let's make sure we could put a little text line and we could just say this is support. And why would this be support? Well, again, look at all the different lines, guys, that we have. Top of the candles, top of the upper shadow, top of the upper shadow. Stock, came on up right around here, drop on down. So guess what? When this stock comes back down towards around maybe 330 on DTSS, this could be a nice little bounce play before maybe it starts taking on off. So DTSS, I think this stock definitely has potential for maybe a quick little dip buy right around this 330, 335 mark before maybe a break of 350 and the stock can maybe a rip on up towards around $5. But, what our target would be probably would be our, $5 mark. That's where we'd like to see the stock. If the stock can hold on up and be able to spike, $5 would be a nice area to break. And then we would have our $4 mark right here as our resistance line. So, we basically have our support at around 335. We have our resistance right around $4. And then we have our profit target all the way up near $5. So that's what, basically traders would be looking at, when we're kind of focused on this play right here. So I can even type that out just to make sure that you're all set, kind of understanding what we're focusing on with that play. But that would be basically be our game plan right there. Look to get in support, run the stock up to resistance. If we can break resistance, again, stock could run all the way up towards around $5. If we can't break resistance, look to lock in there. But there's your game plan right there on DTSS. And just like that, that eliminates fear. Just like that, I have a good headstrong understanding of what's going on with this play. Just like that, I'm saying to myself, all right, you know what? This isn't, as scary as I thought. I know what I could be doing. So you got to be smart on these plays. All right, HOTH, Hoth. HOTH. What's going on here? HOTH. Any sort of news towards this play? February 12th, we do announce a positive preliminary preclinical data. Okay, so we do a positive preliminary preclinical data. All right, so HOTH, about a 6 million in float stock, not too shabby. We can look at past chart history pattern. We got a couple nice rips and runs on this play. This stock is currently sitting right around $6. It looks like more. We have around this 550 support. So we're going to have 550 support because, right now it's not really holding right at that $6 mark. It's more just, kind of touching it. It's going to have a lot of resistance, probably up towards around this like 665-ish mark. That's going to just be right around these like upper shadows. We could probably even average that up towards right around that $7 mark, right? So $7, and then our profit target would be all the way up towards around this $8 mark. That's where we would like to see this play. That's all the way up near the top of these upper shadows and the top of these old spikes. Old spike right here, top of the candle, top of this spike over here. So, I'm thinking support back down towards around this 555-ish mark. That's where, again, you would want to keep your eyes peeled on this play. We'd also want to keep our eyes peeled for our resistance, right? Our resistance is going to be right near or right underneath that $7 mark. And then after that, guys, we are also going to be looking for our profit target. And our profit target is going to be all the way up near around that $8 mark. So these are, again, our different lines on HOTH. Does have, again, a nice decent low float at about 6 million in float. Has positive preliminary results. And then again, we have our support line down towards around 550. First line of resistance up towards around 680 to $7. And then again, our targets all the way up near around these upper shadows up near around $8. So definitely has a lot of potential. Nabian, where can you find all the news on this? You know, I have a news streamer, but you can really just find it all on Yahoo Finance. So whatever stock, you know, we're talking about, there's going to be news on it. So if you want to, just go to Yahoo Finance, type in HOTH, and then you scroll down 30 minutes ago. Here's the positive preliminary data. All right, cool. We can also see what was the other one we went over. DTSS. You can type it down on Yahoo Finance and you scroll down 48 minutes ago. Here's the solutions of K212. So everything that you want to see is right over on Yahoo Finance, and you'll be all set, ready to go if you want to read into it. Also, I post all the links over in Alerts Chat, so you guys can, of course, go check that out. Usually, Alerts Chat is where either myself or Rapid would be typing. You know, everyone else, unless you have some sort of, you know, credible link to a news or any sort of alert, you know, make sure you guys keep it over to Talk Chat. What else do we have today? AIM. AIM, number two, excuse me, top gainer right now. AIM came out with a press release at 6:30 a.m. that says the CEO is to appear live today on Fox Business Networks. So you guys probably know what Fox is. You know, you ever see Fox News, Fox Business, Fox anything, right? And what that being said is this is going to give their company, AIM, a lot of exposure. So if, you know, a company has exposure to being seen by 10,000 viewers, right? And the CEO goes on, you know, Fox and starts talking about good things about their company, right? That's going to build up credibility and also maybe want to make investors get involved with the play. So AIM, you know, it has a little bit of early buyers towards it in case maybe the CEO says something big on Fox Network that makes people want to go ahead and go buy the stock, right? So that's what traders are kind of looking at. Now, is this my favorite, you know, stock? Not really, just because this play is, you know, basically hoping that the CEO is going to be saying something really good on Fox. So it's kind of again, a little bit more of a gambly play, but it is a low float stock, and maybe if that low float stock could catch some fire, it could start getting a little bit momentum, right? So we'll see if that could get any sort of hype towards there, any sort of activity. TRXC, we really don't need to focus on too much. Not only is that fading, that's really 17 million in float. You can check on Yahoo Finance. That's not 241,000. So the main three that I'm going to be watching at the start is going to be AIM, HOTH, and then DTSS. And every single one of them, guys, we have our game plan right here on the daily chart. DTSS, support back down towards around 330, resistance at $4, profit all the way up towards around $5. HOTH, we have support down towards around 550, resistance up towards around $7, and then we also have profit all the way up near around $8. AIM, I didn't really draw too much. This is more of a stock. We just need to see if this could break through 140 and stay above 140. So that's kind of the first thing. You know, just break above 140, and then we'll start seeing some volume from there. So we'll see if that's going to be getting any sort of action or hype if it could get above that 140 mark. But I think this one's going to be a little bit slower. The only thing that can really help it is that it does have such a low, float that the stock could really go on a nice rip and a nice run. All right, definitely very important. Definitely something I want you guys to be understanding of. What else do we have, you know, to look at though? What other plays, you know, could possibly rip and run? Well, we do have Tuesday's top gainers, right? Sometimes traders go back to the previous top gainers of the day. If they don't like anything that's going on today, they go back to the stocks that were able to rip and run yesterday. So what do we have? REXN. REXN, guys, this stock is having given a good amount back. You can see it's about the number 6 top loser on the day. So this is having a 14% gap down right now. Where would a lot of action, a lot of activity start coming back in on REXN? REXN would most likely start getting action, guys, if it could break through this line right here of 350. Notice it opened in this morning right around 350, came up to 350, got rejected. Break of 350. This is where buyers would most likely start moving in on this play. This is where the stock would start getting some volume towards it, and this is where, you know, this play would start, you know, progressing on up. So the main resistance line right here is just going to be this 350 resistance line from pre-market, and if we could break through that 350 resistance line, that's where we're going to start seeing some nice momentum. That's where we'll start seeing some nice hype. But REXN was the best mover out of all plays yesterday. Again, S didn't do anything yesterday. Let's go back to about a 10-minute time frame. S didn't do anything yesterday, right? GNPX didn't really do anything yesterday. That stock just moved sideways the whole time. MMYT, this stock is a little bit more pricier, all the way up towards around $29, but maybe keep that one on watch if you guys would like to. But really, the main one yesterday was REXN, as that one had a few little spikes, a spike right around 11 o'clock and a spike right around 4 o'clock. So REXN would be the penny stock one that you would want to be looking at. So as of now, again, top plays we're looking at, we have DTSS, we have HOTH, we have AIM, and then we also have REXN. Is there anything else that I would want to be focusing on right at the start? Well, what about how's DAO? How's that one? DAO gave a lot back on this play. Again, that was one that went on about a $10 spike. I just want to see if DAO maybe may have any sort of potential towards it. What else do we have here? I know you're asking about YO, Yayo, I like to call it. If this stock ever broke through around 45 cents, that's where YAYO would start ripping and running. So YAYO, right around 45 cents is where you'd want to keep your eyes peeled on that play. All right, so maybe if that stock could break that area, that's where you'd start seeing some sort of breakout potential. GNXP, again, not a fan of that. What do we have here? Yeah, GNXP Money Juice. I think you maybe mean GNPX. Maybe that's the one you're referring to. Again, that stock had what press release yesterday? We kind of made fun of that press release the whole entire day, right? When you look at GNPX, had the word potentially towards it, right? When you come out with the word potentially, it basically means nothing, right? So we definitely want to understand that. It has potentially to cure candidates for diabetes. Potentially could cure candidates for diabetes. That press release means absolutely nothing. I potentially could cure diabetes. I potentially could, do anything in the world. I could potentially build a rocket ship out of French fries. They're not lying. You put the word potentially in front of it, and it doesn't matter. There's no lie there. You're potentially telling the truth. So that's why I don't touch that play, and that's why no one really touched that play yesterday during the day, because of the word potential. Right? Whenever you see that, it's usually one that traders just stay away from. All right, so let's take a chat vote. Right now, HOTH probably has the most volume, or the best rip as of now. It doesn't have a lot of volume, but it looks like it has a little bit of a mean spread here, because we actually just went from what areas? 550 all the way up towards around $7, and then that target would be all the way up towards around that $8 mark. So that target's actually all the way up towards around $8. So HOTH getting a little bit of volume right now. Let's set up a chat poll. Let's see what you guys are thinking. We got about 6 minutes here. Let's set up a chat poll, see what you guys are thinking. So what stock will do the best today? What stock's going to do the best today? Is it going to be the number one top gainer, HOTH? Right? And what came out with HOTH this morning? This is a 4 million in float stock that had positive preliminary preclinical data. This stock has room to run up to $8. And as we know, looking at the chart history right here, we have $8 profit target, resistance around $7, and supports all the way back down towards around $5.50. All right, so HOTH one will definitely watch. What else do we have? DTSS. DTSS says they were going to be building a custom hardware for children from kindergarten to 12th grade that has to do with the coronavirus. DTSS, looking at this daily chart, we have support at around this 330 mark, resistance up towards around $4, room to run up towards around $5. Keep your eyes peeled over on DTSS. After that, we have AIM. AIM this morning, lowest float stock with about 2 million in float. CEO is going to be appearing on Fox News, which could definitely bring in some hype and bring in some momentum towards that play. Right? After that, we want to look at previous top gainers of yesterday. The number one previous top gainer of yesterday was REXN. This had an 8K towards it, but REXN had a very nice top gaining day where it had a nice rip and run. If this stock could break through what area? This 350 mark, that's where we'll start seeing some good volume, and that's where we'll start seeing some good activity. So REXN, let's keep that on watch. And other than that, let's just say random low float mover. Do you think none of these plays are going to move, and it's just going to be a random low float mover that's going to start bringing in that volume? All right, so we got about 4 minutes here, guys. Everyone go ahead, cast your vote, and let's see where everyone is going to be looking. So give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to read over a quick article, switch out the scanners. We're going to go over everything we need to go over, and we'll look at the chat votes right here. So everyone go cast your vote, and we'll be all set, ready for an awesome day ahead. So it's going to be absolutely great today, guys. Fired up. I'll give you guys a minute or two. All right, guys, let's see what everyone is talking about right now. Everyone cast your vote if you guys have not. And let's see. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Share the results. Stop the poll. Woo! We have HOTH barely slipping by as the number one top gainer that you guys are focused on right at the bell right here. So HOTH, number one play that you guys think has the best potential. Market opens up in about 5 seconds here. Let's see. Everyone keep your eyes peeled. HOTH and DTSS is what you guys are thinking as the best gainers today. All right, market is now live. We are now open. Let's see where this volume's going to go. Right now, HOTH starting to get a little bit of that hype right at the bell. Let's see if it's actually going to be able to hold up and how many traders are going to be able to stay focused on this play. So HOTH, DTSS, top two to focus at the bell so far. And these plays, again, definitely have some nice potential towards them. HOTH, this stock could definitely get some fire towards it. It does have about a decent spread of about 5 to 6 cents. Right now, it is starting to have a little bit of a pullback, watching the high of the day momentum scanner as well. And right now, we are all set, ready to go. I'm just looking to see where this hype's going to be, where this action's going to be, where this activity is going to be. All right, HOTH, quick little spike. I'm going to put DTSS on the bottom right here. And again, HOTH, we know that has $7 resistance, right? We know that has $7 resistance. We look at our daily chart from the past. We know we have $7 strong resistance. Support's very low, all the way down towards around 550. And our target is all the way up near around $8. So if HOTH could get back above $7, that's where the stock could possibly start ripping and running all the way up to around $8. But as of now, this thing is starting to fall a little bit. Look at the daily chart right here. It's going to tell us exactly what's going to be happening on the stock. Other than that, DTSS, this stock is starting to fall a little bit. It does have support, DTSS, right around that 330 mark, right? 330-ish. This is going to be right at the old spiking area and these upper shadows. So upper candle right here, upper shadow right here, upper shadow right here. And again, this stock may try to get a little bit of a bounce. If it does get a bounce, we know we have resistance where at? Right next to $4. So a lot of stocks have been able to run right to resistance in the first minute, but not stay above anything. So we had, DTSS run up towards around, $4, come back on down, but not have been able to hit the profit target. HOTH, this one's starting to drop because it doesn't have support to where? 550. So no support to around 550 yet. All right, so we're just looking, seeing where this volume's going to be going right here. SHOP, take a look over there. SHOP, that one's again a little bit more pricier, but that's kind of like a blue chip play if you guys are interested on that over on Shopify. I'm going to start with looking for any sort of penny stock that could bring us, some good momentum towards there, any sort of good hype. HOTH is a little all over the place right now, but anytime that stock could get above $7, that's going to be on high watch and high alert going through. Okay, nothing here yet over there. How many 20 counts do we have? Looking through the high of the day momentum scanner really quick, any sort of 20 count play that we have yet? Only 20 counts was DTSS, which ran up to $4 and gave everything back, and that's the only one. And so we had DTSS run on up really quickly, and also HOTH run up really quickly. So DTSS and HOTH, I mean, we voted on them as the number one, number two top gainer today, and you guys are 100% correct. They got the volume at the start, but they have not been able to hold yet. So that's, obviously, very important. All right, so HOTH, we're continuing to keep our eyes peeled over here. This one may try to make a little bit of that U-shaped pattern, like a little red to green move. HOTH, if it ever started breaking like 650, we may be able to get a little bit of action. Rapids looking a little bit more towards some bigger plays today, if you guys are interested. BBY up towards around $15, and we have SHLP trying to get a little action. DAO also getting a little bit like a mid-candle breakout pattern here. $500,000. I'm going to give him a chance before I crack that window up and start screaming. Right now, DTSS, we're going to see if this can maybe U-shape. We all know where, chart setups. We all know what we're looking at. DTSS and HOTH almost have the same pattern, looking for like a red to green move, right? So we have HOTH. Obviously, we have our top resistance right around 650. The stock is looking for a little bit of a red to green move, and we also have HOT. We also have DTSS, which has resistance up towards around 350, looking for a little bit of a red to green move. So right now DTSS is trying to get a little bit of action to move itself on up, and then we also have a little bit of HOTH action that could be possibly trying to move itself on up. Right now, HOTH looks like it may drop though. Look at this. HOTH, come on. Right now the stock was trying to hold on up. It looks like it's getting a little bit of its next crack on down. So there's, you see, shorts, still taking over that play. Now we need DTSS to maybe come on up because, right now HOTH doesn't look like it's happening as of now. Anything below $6 obviously shows weakness. You look at the daily chart again, where are we at? Everyone take a look at the live stream. We do have a possibility of a bounce play, back down towards around 550 if interested out that area, right? For a little 550 bounce play. We do have resistance up towards around $7 and over, our profit area that we want to see is all the way up towards around $8. DTSS on this stock, DTSS, again, we have our support line, right? Our support's going to be right down towards where it is right now at 330. We have resistance up towards around that $4 mark, and profit area is all the way up towards around $5. Right now, DTSS is trying to battle back just slightly. No other 20 counts I'm looking at this time. Is AIM starting to get a little action? AIM, that's going to have strong resistance from where, guys? 140. Switch over to a 3-minute or 2-minute time frame. See, 140 is going to be a lot of tough area to be able to break on through. TROV, scroll down on Yahoo Finance. Last press release was 7 days ago. I can check really quickly to see if there's any sort of filing over on TROV. Any sort of news? Nope. February 6th. Any sort of filing right here? February 6th. No news or no filing over on TROV. I know, again, things at the start of the day move quick, so you have to move quick. Right? I know if you're a new trader and you're just like, all right, Deck, how am I supposed to watch HOTH, DTSS, now talking about TROV at the same time? We got to move quick. These plays move fast here. AIM, putting that up on the top level 2 for a moment. AIM, guys, is currently testing that 140 mark. Trying to break through 140 as we speak. It's on the top level 2 as of now. Stock has tough resistance right along these areas. As you guys can blatantly see right here, this is going to be all a pre-market highs. Needs to be able to break and stay above these areas. You can see the arrow right there as this stock is trying to hold on up, right? So right now, I'm just keeping my eyes peeled on all these plays, making sure that we're all set, ready to rock. I'm really just watching this high of the day momentum scanner, see where this, big time volume is actually going to head, where this activity is going to go. Still a little bit light on the penny stock world. Still a little bit light on the penny stock world. That's absolutely okay. It's very, very early. We just need to always stay ready to rock, stay ready for that big action, that big activity, that big volume. It'll come. AIM starting to slowly try to push a little bit. AIM slowly trying to push, coming up towards around that 146 area. So look at this, AIM, small little push at this moment over on AIM. Trying to get a little bit of hype, trying to get a little bit of momentum over on AIM right here. This is up towards around 150. No entry for myself yet on this stock. No entry yet for myself on this play. So I'm still just watching, waiting, looking at these scanners. AIM, little bit of volume. And why is it starting to get a little bit of volume? Why would AIM right now start get a little bit of volume towards it? Well, because HOTH, the number one stock people are focusing on, that one fell. And then after that, DTSS, right? The number two stock people are focusing on, that one fell, right? So if we have all these stocks that are falling, people are going to basically go down the list. People started with HOTH, then people went over towards DTSS. Now people are going over towards AIM, and if AIM can't hold, people are going to go towards another play. People are just crossing it off the list, right? Seeing which ones are going to be able to have that best momentum for us, be able to hold the best, be able to go on that best rip, the best run. So right now, still just watching, wait, and seeing where this action and activity would be going towards. And I know, again, it's been a tough week because we've had to keep our emotions really in check, right? That's what it's really been about, keeping our emotions really in check and not putting ourselves out there just to get hurt. So right now, AIM still having a little bit of trouble, not getting that breakout yet, not getting that activity, not getting that hype just yet. All right, watch and wait, and let's see here. TTNP, a little bit of volume. DTSS, no U shape yet. You see HOTH had a quick little pullback down towards around 560. Again, that's going to have to make its U shape on up. How's SHOP doing? This is, again, much, much bigger over on SHOP. Much, much bigger over on SHOP, but that one's trying. If you guys are interested over there, maybe a contract or so. Going through our top gainers. Top gainers so far, guys. AIM, 150 resistance. TTNP, right? Slowly trying to move on up a little bit. DTSS, again, that was the play that a lot of traders went to get after, but hasn't happened yet. HOTH, a lot of people went after it, but again, hasn't happened yet. We're absolutely fine. We're absolutely fine. Again, if you guys are interested as well, you're saying, all right, right now, again, Dex just kind of looking to see what's going on. Make sure you guys go check out, Dan's chat and also Sublime Trades live stream. See if they got anything going on. Again, you guys have access to my chat, Dan's chat, and Papa John's chat, Sublime Trades. So you guys have access to all three live streams and all three chat rooms and all videos in the video library. Right now, again, I'm on the hunt though. I know, as I said before, it's like feeding a pack of lions. You guys are, really just waiting to get after it, and so am I. But it's not like we're missing anything. We have not missed anything over the past 2 days, right? It's just we've been sitting there being stock snipers, waiting for that easy shot. We just haven't had any prey come out in front of us. So we're hungry. We just need some prey to start waddling by. Yep, Trade Life, you guys can go ahead and join their chats and view their live stream. There's no fee for you guys to go ahead and check out their chat or live stream. It's all underneath your Tradecaster membership. So yep, it is all underneath your Tradecaster membership. You don't got to do another $64 for one and $64 for another. It's all underneath your membership. But right now, again, I'm just keeping my eyes peeled to see what we have, where this action, where this volume's going to go. I would still, yep, I still like HOTH as well for that possible U shape to see if that stock could ever move its way back on up. PW just had a little 20. All right, PW just had a 20 break, 20 count right here. Still pretty early. So PW only a $12 stock. Let's put PW on the top right here. Anything going on? Thank you for the little heads up as well right there, Rondo. I appreciate that. PW. Let's see what we have right here on PW. PW. Any sort of news? February 6th, no press release. Okay. Filings. February 10th had a Form 4. Okay, not bad. So PW guys, we had a Form 4 that came out yesterday, and the stock did go from $9 all the way up towards 11.45. All right, so now the stock's trying to get a little bit of hype. Form 4. Look at this. The CEO, secretary, and treasurer bought. I mean, come on, 800 shares. Bought 800 shares. What is this? Okay, that's people in chat. I would buy more than 800 shares. But the CEO, Lesler David H, bought 800 shares at 9.25. I mean, that's usually you see like 20,000 shares, 50,000, 100,000 shares, 800 shares. What is this guy doing? Lesler, right here. PW, you're investing, what, 9 grand in your own company shares? I mean, still, even if you're saying I think he's holding probably long term, 800 shares for a CEO of a company? You're the CEO of a company. You probably have millions of dollars. You're putting 8 grand into your company. Like, it's not really anything. Yep, and I know you're saying, oh, that news is on for Monday. That's okay, right? Because it's had 3 days of spiking. So Monday it went from $9 up to $10. Then it went from 9.75 up to 11.50. So today's just continuation, right? So today's just continuation. And the thing is, even though we're making a joke about it, guys, right? Even though we're making a joke about it that says, oh, he only has 800 shares, like, that's not really that much at all. But still, what can we understand from PW? PW has still been a top gainer the previous 2 days. PW is a low float stock. And if PW keeps moving on up, I would not be surprised if people start, getting in on this play. Now, so we have seen a lot of plays that really aren't that great spike before very hard. And just because it is 1 million in float, just because there is insider buying and is top gainer for the past 2 days in a row, this stock could easily possibly get the momentum behind it. So we'll still keep our eyes over on PW, see if that can come on up at all. HOTH still falling, and E not really much there. DTSS maybe trying to make a little bit of a U-shape pattern. So you maybe ever see a little bit of a U-shape pattern on DTSS. TTMP, no. AIM, nothing there yet over on AIM. Another top gainer, what about YAYO? YAYO, again, yesterday came out, so they're getting delisted. They are taking themselves off the NASDAQ, but sometimes that leads to crazy rips and runs. Again, it's a weird thing that happens in the market, so I just like to always be aware of it. The number one top gainer of yesterday, REXN, is down near around $3. So going over, of course, all the plays, making sure that we're all set, ready to rock and roll for every single stock that has any sort of potential or any sort of momentum for today. We're ready. We are ready to get some activity, right? All it comes down to AIM. Where do we need to break, right? 145. 145, main resistance. We break through 145, main resistance right here. Boom. We could start seeing some good activity. We could start seeing some good volume. We could start seeing some good action. But 145 main resistance and a little bit of 150, that's what it's really going to take to be able to break through this play, right? We look over on DTSS. This stock has some support. It seems like most support now is down towards around 315. I'll adjust that. Top resistance at $4. Profit target is up towards around $5. HOTH. This play, this thing is still getting crushed right here. Support on HOTH is down towards around 550. Honestly, down where it's at around right now, but HOTH is given a ton back right here after hitting its top resistance of $7. Maybe able to get a small bounce play on HOTH right around this like 545 mark. Could get a nice rip and run up towards around that $8 area, so just got to be careful with that. So you can see HOTH spiked on up. Look at that, giving everything back. The most important thing is I just want to have game plans for everything we do, right? Game plans for everything we do so we can talk about each and every single one of these plays and for you guys to have a great understanding. All right, this is the stock we want to be looking at. This is the stock we want to be focused on. Look at that HOTH starting to crack. TEVA, take a little bit of a look over there. TEVA, nice little uptrend. I like it. Nothing wrong with TEVA. I like the little bit of an uptrend right here. Let's see this action right here. TEVA trying to hold on up. There's your uptrend. If we're looking at that. So I would basically just play the uptrend. Target would be $15, $14 to be your first line of resistance. But come on, market. Come on, baby. You got to give us something here. We have been ready to go. We come to the chat every single day, fired up. There are thousands of stocks right here. You are telling me, market, right now, for the past 3 days, you haven't been able to give us a big time spike, right? So what do we have? We have our screener. We go to price underneath $10. There are 1,828 stocks currently. 1,828 stocks currently that are considered a penny stock. And out of these 1,828, we can't get one press release to get this market moving. So right here, yeah, that's what it is. Got to yell at Wall Street. Yell at Wall Street, guys. Open up the window right here and start screaming down to them saying, all right, get something going. You guys are right. Give me a moment right here. I'll be right back. They're about to get a piece of my mind. Hey, you want to start giving us a little bit of a penny stock line over here? Been 48 hours. We're going on 72. We don't have any sort of action yet. A little bit of time. Just a little bit. Anyway, guys, we're going to get back to our regular program and, talk about some penny stocks today. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Nice and calm today. All right, so right now, we are going to see if we are going to get any sort of activity. Yeah, this is usually where the neighbors knock on my door and they say, please, please. It is nonstop. All you do is talk in your room and scream for 14 hours a day. We're just trying to get our baby to sleep. Tradecaster 7, what do you put on your coffee? A little fun fact about Sean Deckmar. This was always the one I used. You go to college or you go to class or you go to whatever and you raise your hand and they say, tell you some little fun fact about yourself. 2 truths and a lie. Well, the one that would always stump everyone is I have never tasted coffee before. Never had a sip of coffee in my life. That is one of my fun facts about Sean Deckmar. Never had coffee. Jalen Red Bull only. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Nah, I usually just wake up and have some eggs. All right, so let's see here. Still just waiting for the action activity. We'll see what we get. So AIM, again, AIM, still nothing. BDRY, oh, BDRY was just a quick little straight on up, straight on down. We're going to start seeing some pump and dumps. Yeah, I'm a big water guy. I drink like a jug and a half of water a day. The reason I don't drink coffee is I see so many people feel like they need it, like to wake up. Like I have so many friends that are like, "Oh, I can't start my day until I have coffee." They drive down to like the gas station or the supermarket just to get their coffee, and then they're cranky, and you can't even talk to them until they have their coffee. It's like I don't need that. Why do I need some sort of weird little drink or substance to kick my day off? Me, I just roll out of bed, throw some water in my face, eat some Captain Crunch or whatever. I'm like, hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So right now we are still keeping our eyes peeled. And if we have to today, I don't care. We will go into 2 hours of lessons, but I'm fired up to be here. I know you guys are as well. And we are making the most of this day. And it's just so crazy how we saw a little bit of a 180 over the past 2 weeks. And what do I mean by a 180? Again, starting off on January 21st, $3 spike to 316, then $4 all the way up to $10, then $10 to $18, then $8 all the way up to $19, all within about a week and a half span. Then we had NYO, right? And NYO that going from $5 spiking all the way up to $40 in about a 2-day span. We also had like BNTC, remember this play? Or BNTC. And BNTC went from $5 all the way up to $11, right? That was Friday. And then these past 3 days, have just been, maybe we're in the eye of the storm, right? The eye of the storm when you have a big hurricane. You have a big hurricane that comes on through. You have this absolute massive, hurricane right here, and the closer you get to the eye, right, the crazier it gets. Right? Maybe we're sitting right here. And you know what? This storm's going to start blowing past us, and then we're going to get all this crazy madness again all until we get out. But maybe we're sitting right here where we look up into the sky, the sun is chirping, the birds are shining, and all of a sudden we're about to see these big dark clouds come full of supernovas and breakouts. We'll see if we're going to get any sort of rips and runs. I know NE trying to move on up just slightly. The 50-day moving average is currently around this 106 mark. No, thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate, you enjoy some humor. I'm a good 7 out of 10 humor on most days. Sometimes only 5 out of 10. Big dad joke type of guy. Oh, yeah. J trades, that sounded so backwards. That's the way it's supposed to sound. It's basically like you're in the Willy Wonka factory in here. We have so little to do and so much time. Actually, scratch that, reverse it. We have so much to do and so little time. Actually, today we don't really have that much because this market doesn't give us anything. So again, we will be doing lessons nonstop. I am Willy Wonka, and you guys are just all of my golden ticket winners, taking you on a journey where some of you guys are going to be able to get the factory at the end and have endless chocolate, and some of you guys may blow up and be giant blueberries. We'll see who you are. AIM starting to set itself up on a little bit of a bull flag pattern. We have REXN. REXN slowly trying to move on up. So REXN trying to slowly move on up at this time. Let's see what we have. COHN. Come on. BP. I like the Twitter shout out. Thank you. Little sign out REXN, guys, trying to get a little bit of volume. REXN, that was the #1 top gainer of yesterday. So #1 top gainer of yesterday, REXN, and this stock is trying to get a little bit of momentum right here. So REXN trying to get a little bit of momentum. And look at this. This play is actually starting to battle back a little bit right now. So this stock is trying to battle back a little bit at this time. We'll see if this is going to be able to get that nice momentum. Ran up towards around that 360-ish mark. See if that's going to get a little bit of a break. Now, little side note, let's go over yesterday. Why is REXN even moving? Let's go over this. REXN. Why is this stock moving? Why is this stock getting a nice little run? It came out with a press release yesterday that stated February 10th and 8K. And 8K is just an update. An update that says what? They've entered into an exclusive licensing agreement. So they've entered into an exclusive licensing agreement, And as we know, the key word right here, which is the word agreement, is leading towards a nice little rip. So we have a 3-star word. The word agreement is leading to a nice little rip, a nice spike. So that is where we're currently at over on REXN. REXN, keeping those on watch, looking for that break of 350, see if that stock's going to be able to continue to move on up and, get any sort of spiking towards it. Yeah, so we're going to see if REXN could possibly hold on up for a little bit. See if this one's going to be able to hold up. It's currently about 30 minutes into the market right now. Nothing over on REXN at this time. AIM, no. NE. NE's not doing bad. NE, look at this. Bottom level 2 over at NE. This stock's gone from 90 cents to 109. So only 20 cents. Only 20 cents, but that has led to about a 30% climb. So NE is also going to have strong support back down towards around the $1 mark. So if you don't want to play the trend line, you can play right here and basically say, all right, hey, maybe a $1 bounce, I could be able to buy the stock, because also right at 106, 106 the 50-day moving average. So it has to stay above that 50-day moving average. And if it can't stay above the 50-day moving average, that's where that stock's going to get a little bit weaker. iMac. Now, how's PW? How's PW doing? PW sitting right around 12 bucks. I like PW though. I like PW still. PW still trying to get a little bit of action, a little bit of attention. I'm just looking around right now and also just watching a little bit of the scanner, see what is going to be coming on up. And E still just on that uptrend. YAYO, anything? Nope, nothing on YAYO right now. I may start doing some lessons soon. I don't want to wait until 10:45 to do lessons. I may just do them in the bottom right hand corner, and we'll just move the high of the day momentum scanner over. So I'm probably going to start doing that, to be honest, guys. I don't want to waste any time. I don't want to waste your time and sit around and do nothing. So I think right here, what I'm going to be looking at, I'm going to put PW at the top, see if that gets any sort of action. I'm going to move the high of the day momentum scanner over to the left, and I'm going to start bringing up these lessons. We're going to start diving in on some of these lessons. Yesterday, we did day 5, right? If you guys were not here for day 5, our lesson yesterday, you guys can check it out. It is up on YouTube. So let me post that for you guys if you guys were not here for our day 5. And this went over our entries and exits. Today, we're probably going to do day 6 and day 7 today, just because, we have a lot of time and things are a little bit on the lighter side. So we're probably going to move over to day 6 and day 7 today, and we will go from there, see what we have, and as I always say, make the most out of every single day. I'm not a person to ever sit around and do nothing. That's not my style. We have a brand new opportunity. We have a brand new day. Let's get after it. Today's lesson. Today's lesson that we will be going over, and as you can see, I'm only going to cover this bottom part. Again, the high of the day momentum scanner, guys. I'm going to move this over right there so you guys can see it, because I know a lot of you guys love watching that. We are going to be going over our candles. Okay, so I'm going over your candles, and we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about these guys, right? These guys, these red and green little lines. How can they help us predict the stock market? How can they help us become better traders? How can they tell us, which way the market is going to be moving? So until we start getting a play, we are going to be doing and diving into our lessons. So let's start this up a little bit. I know it's early, but let's start this up. No reason to just sit around and stare at scanners. If anything comes on up, it'll come up right here, guys, on the high of the day momentum scanner. So if anything comes up, it'll come up right here on the high of the day momentum scanner, and we'll see it really start pushing. Let's make the most out of this morning. Day 6, candles. So what are candles? What are these little red to green lines that are on our chart right here? Well, candlestick charts are used to traders to determine possible price movements based on past chart patterns, right? Candlesticks are useful when trading as they show 4 different price points: the open, the close, the high, and the low, throughout the period of time the trader specifies. Many algorithms are based on the same price information shown in candlestick charts. Trading is often dictated by emotion, which can be read in candlestick charts. So candlesticks, as I said, if you guys do not know, they are the green and the red, dots right here. And this is what we call candlesticks, and this is what most people use. Now, you can change your chart from candlesticks to like bar graphs, but I'm telling you, candlesticks is what you are going to want to use. That is going to be the most helpful, because candlesticks are going to tell you where the stock opened at, where the stock closed at, what has been the high of the day, or what has been the low of the day. It shows us these 4 different price points, and it really helps us get a grasp on where resistance is, where support is, and shows us again the past chart history of that. So there's a lot to talk about with candlesticks. Let's make sure by the end of this lesson you guys are leaving it as a pro. Well, to become a pro, you obviously have to learn the basics of it. So what would we have here? Here is a green candle, here's a red candle. Very simple, very elementary. What do you think the green candle means? The green candle means the stock moved up during that time, right? The red candle means that this stock went down during that time period, right? So let's start with the green one. The upper shadow, right? We can even look up here. The upper shadow of a candle represents the high of the day or the high of that specific day, right? The low of the upper shadow, or the lower shadow, they would call it, shows the low of the day. The middle, or the filled in area, shows the real body. And since it's a green candle, we know the bottom is the open and the top of the real body is the close. We could have switched and do the complete opposite, right? If we want to look at, let's say, like NVCN for a red candle. A red candle right here, we see that the stock opened up at $8, and I can do that without even looking at anything else, because the open right here is at $8, because that's the top of the real body. It's a red candle, so it closed at 554, and the highest it was up towards around 865, and the lowest it was down towards around 530. All right, so NVCN right here, bouncing back and forth on this play, and we could see the difference between the green candle and the red candle. The upper shadow shows how high it was. The lower shadow shows, again, how low it is. The only thing that you have to remember is on green candles, the open is at the bottom, the close is on the top, and red candles, the open's on the top, the close is on the bottom of the real body. Easy stuff right there. So, what we need to do, guys, is understand time frames when looking at candlesticks. We always want a daily chart and an intraday chart. We always want to see the start of the day in most detail as possible. Patterns will change with different time frames, so be in the right time frame at all times. So, why we're bringing this up is because candles are going to change and patterns are going to change depending on what time frame you're looking at, right? So people always ask me every day, Dak, am I supposed to be in a 1 minute time frame right now, or a 10 minute right now, or a 5 minute right now, or a 3 minute time frame right now? What I always say is we want to have the most detail as possible, right? We want the most detail as possible. So do we want to be looking at, let's say, AIM right now? Do we want to be looking at AIM right now in a 10-minute time frame? No. Why would we want to do that? It basically just looks like a blob of 4 different candles. Do we want to look at AIM right now in a 5-minute time frame? Not really, no. It just looks like, again, kind of like a blob. What we want to have is the most detail possible, right? So when I have the most detail possible, I see all the little lines of resistance and support right here. I see all the top little upper shadows. I see again the bottom, lower shadows. I see again the low of the day to the exact point. I see it all right here. And that's definitely very crucial to understand. So be in the right time frame. As the day progresses, you are going to move on. So let's talk about yesterday. So if I look at yesterday, REXN, and let's say we're in yesterday right now, and it's 3:30 in the afternoon. Do I want to be in a 1-minute time frame? No. And why is that? Well, because I can only see back to 2 o'clock. And if this is my only box right here, right? If this is my box of basically saying to myself, all right, this is REXN, it makes it look like REXN, the high of the day is at 415, right? And it looks like the low of the day is at 302, right? Because that's all I see. But as I scroll back throughout the day, now I see it's like, whoa, look at all these different resistance and support lines. Oh, whoa, we're actually higher than 415 at a point. I didn't see that. Oh, whoa, we actually went below $3 at some point. Oh, wow, we were actually all the way down here. What we always want is to have the most detail possible, but being able to see the entire day so we don't get lost and basically being too up close to it, right? Sometimes when you're up too close to something, you can't get the full picture and you really don't understand what's going on, right? So it'd be like basically if you took a magnifying glass to, let's say, like a couch, right? And you took a picture of it and you said, okay, hey guys, what is this? And all you see is like some weird little stitching and patterns. And someone's like, is that a sweater? Is that a carpet? Is that I don't know what that is, right? And then you take a picture from 5 feet away and you're like, oh, that's a couch, right? We just don't want to be magnifying too closely when the day has gone on so far. We want to have a couple steps back to be able to see the whole entire day. So as the day goes on, we progress. As the day goes on, we are going to take a few steps back to be able to see the whole entire day and be able to say, all right, this is the right time frame we're in. Now I say that because obviously the candles change per time frame. Every minute, right? If we're over on looking at, let's say, a PW today, right? Let's say we're looking at PW today, and we're in a 5-minute time frame. Each one of these candles represents 5 minutes, right? Each one of these candles represent 5 minutes right here. So what we have to do is be in a 1-minute time frame because each one of these candles represent 1 minute then, right? So we want to be able to say to ourselves, all right, what is the high of the day? You see these upper shadows at around 12:30. That shows where the high was. We could see down here, this is where it low was, and we just get a better understanding behind this whole entire play, right? So the daily chart, we always want to have one chart on the daily, right? The daily just kind of gives us a good little 6-month overview on what the stock has been. And then I always have, 1, 2, 3, 5-minute charts. So, I always have one daily chart up, and then I always have, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-minute chart up just to kind of get a better intradaily understanding. I remember this is one of the most confusing things for me when starting off is I didn't understand how PW was this play over here and also this play over here. But basically, when we're looking at a 1-minute time frame, we're just magnifying, looking into this exact candle, and that's it, right? So we're just looking inside this candle, and that's it when we're looking at the 1-minute chart. But the daily chart is going to give you a great understanding on how that company is doing as a total and overall, right? So as I said before, guys, don't be in the wrong time frame. If it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, don't be in a 1 o'clock, or a 1-minute time frame. Doesn't make any sense. You're not going to be able to see the whole entire day. All right, so let's learn some of the most basic, but probably some of the most powerful, right? Candlestick patterns out there, candle patterns out there. You guys, I know we learned different breakout patterns such as like U shapes and triangles and squeezes and mid candle breakouts and red to green moves. But do you guys know that you guys can predict different stock market moves just based off what the candles are showing us? Right? Because the candles basically show us what the stock did. It shows us the emotion behind certain trades. So what we want to do is we want to learn these easy setups to be able to say to ourselves, hey, you know what? When I see this candle form, I know we're going to see some sort of red or green day coming up tomorrow. Now, the best way to always look at these candle setups are not in the 1, 2, 3, 5-minute chart. Look at the daily chart. that's when they are going to work the best on. So these candles will work the best during the daily chart, all right? Not on the 1 or the 2 or the 3 or the 5. They may help out a little bit, but on the daily chart is where they are the most powerful. All right? One of my favorite ones is the bullish engulfing candle. So the bullish engulfing pattern is a 2 candle reversing pattern. The second candle completely engulfs the real body of the first one without regard of the length of the tail and the shadows. The bullish engulfing pattern appears in a downtrend and is a combination of one dark candle or a red candle followed by a large hollow candle or a green candle. On the second day of the pattern, the price opens lower than the previous low, yet buying pressure pushes the price up at a higher level than a previous high, accumulating in an obvious win for the buyers. It is advisable to enter a long position, or advisable to enter a long position when the price moves higher than the high of the second engulfing candle. In other words, when the downtrend reverse is confirmed. All right, so I know that gets a bit confusing. I'm just going to give you this little Deckmar Trades definition right here. What is the Deckmar Trades definition of a bullish engulfing candle? A bullish engulfing candle would simply be, I'm going to just draw a little picture here. Imagine again, this is red. Whenever you see black, it would be red. Imagine if this stock was falling, falling, falling. And we have this green candle right here, right? We have this green candle right here that completely covers up the next day of the red, right? It goes above this whole entire candle up top and goes below this whole entire candle. This basically shows that we were falling, 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 and buyers came and pushed this whole entire play up that basically engulfed. We ate up this whole entire red candle. That usually shows that the stock is going to start reversing. So if you see on the daily chart, we have a stock falling, 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 and we have one big candle all of a sudden eat up this whole entire other candle, that's where we start moving up in the different direction. Okay, so bullish engulfing candles are great for trendline reversals. And little heads up for you guys, every single pattern that we go over right here, you can go over to Google if you want to and just type in, of course, like bullish engulfing candle, and you'll be able to get a ton of like examples as well. So, you'll be able to get a ton of examples. For example, right here, this is obviously very easy, to understand, right? You kind of look right here, like our bullish engulfing, right? Falling, 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 falling. Oh, eat up that whole entire red candle. Then we start moving our way back on up, right? So, yep, every pattern we talk about, guys, every pattern we talk about, it's only on the daily chart, not the 1 minute, because once you're on the 1 minute, you're like, oh, bullish engulfing candle. But then what? You change it to the 2 minute and it's not. And then you change it to the 3 minute and then it's not. And then the 4 minute, something different. And the 5 minute, something different. Only on the daily chart. So, bullish engulfing, definitely, again, a very great pattern. Also, little side note, guys, everything we talk about usually has a reversal as well, which would be what? Well, if we have a bullish engulfing candle, which means the stock would be falling, 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 and then we eat up the whole entire play, what else could we have? Well, we could also have a bearish engulfing candle. And what do you think a bearish engulfing pattern would do? It'd be the complete opposite, where a stock is climbing, 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 and then what do you think happens? Well, then the stock starts dropping on off. So there's a picture right there. I just posted it in chat. That's a bearish engulfing candle. So we have bullish engulfing, and then we also have bearish engulfing. And that would just be the complete opposite. Okay? What else do we have? A doji star. Doji star is one of my favorite guys. Let me move this back to the bottom, left-hand corner. A doji star is the name for a session in which the candlestick for a security has an open and close that are virtually equal and are often components and patterns. Doji candlesticks look like a cross, inverted cross, or plus sign. Alone, doji are neutral patterns that are also featured in a number of important patterns. A doji candlestick forms when the securities open and close are virtually equal for the given time period and generally signals a reversal for the technical and analysis. Jeez, I don't know why I can't talk. In Japanese, doji means blunder or mistake, referring to the rarity of having the open and close to be exactly the same price. So, what we have here, guys, if we see a stock that is, for example, let's say, I'll just draw it right over here. If we have a stock that is moving on up, right? Moving up, moving up, moving up, and then one day we have a cross, which means it opens up at this price, right? Maybe spikes up a little bit, also drops a little bit, but then closes up right at this price. What does that show? That shows that buyers couldn't keep pushing that stock on up. It shows that, again, sellers are trying to get a little bit towards it, and opening up at the same exact price, it usually leads to now the stock, starting to fall on down. So a doji star is where a stock would be spiking on up, as you can see right here, spike on up. Doji stars right here that happens, and the stock starts going back on down. Or you see the stock falling on down, doji star, and then the stock starts moving on up. So it's basically looks like a cross. It basically looks like a T. And it's where the stock opened and closed at the same area that basically shows that it can't really go much higher, right? It can't really go much higher from that area. So doji star is a great sign that a stock is going to reverse. What's a great example of a real life doji star? Tesla. Look at Tesla, guys. Tesla. Spike, 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 spike. What's right here? What is that? Well, we just talked about it, right? That's a doji star. And what happened the next day? Big red day. So notice how well these work out. But notice that's on the daily chart, not the 1 minute, not the 2 minute, not the 3 minute, not the 5 minute. That's on the daily chart where we look at the doji star and we say, okay, wow, that's showing us some great strength. Hammer pattern. A hammer pattern is a bullish reversal pattern which signals that a stock is nearing the bottom in a downtrend. The bottom of the candle is short with longer, lower shadows, which is usually a sign of sellers driving prices lower during the trading session, only to be followed by strong buying pressure to end the session on a higher close. Before we jump in on the bullish reversal action, however, we must confirm the upward trend by watching it closely for the next few days. The reversal must also be validated through the rise in the trading volume. So what does a hammer pattern show us? So if you guys look at this picture right here, what does a hammer pattern show us? It shows that the stock is falling, 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 falling. And what does a lower shadow mean? It means that the stock fell down to this area and was able to battle itself all the way back on up. What happens when we usually see upper shadows, right? What happens when we usually see upper shadows? Well, for instance, we look over on like CLSN, it usually means the stock is going to fall soon, right? I always show this example. And, what do we have here? Hold on one second. Let me scroll back. So CLSN, we have an upper shadow. What happens? The next days are red. The upper shadow, the next days are red. The upper shadow, next days red. Upper shadow, next days are red. Upper shadow, next days are red. What does an upper shadow show? It shows that the stock spiked up this high, couldn't hold it, and dropped all the way back on down. So what would be the complete opposite of that? Where the stock's falling, falls on down, and buyers say, oh, you know what? We're at a low area. Let's start pushing this play on up. So usually when we see an upper shadow, it shows the stock spiked, but was too weak to hold its gains, so it came crashing on down. When a stock is on a lower shadow, it shows that the stock fell on down, but buyers are strong enough to push the stock back on up, right? So look at that. So that's a hammer pattern, and that's going to lead to a reversal to the upside as well. So you guys can look for those type of plays. The morning star is basically like a doji star, guys. As the name indicates, the morning star is a sign of hope and a new beginning on a gloomy downtrend. Ooh, that was very passionate. The pattern consists of 3 candles, one short body candle called a doji or a spinning a body between a proceeds long and black candle, basically just indicating a trend reversal. Right? Doji star, morning star, whatever you want to call it, wish upon a star, you guys are going to be seeing some sort of reversals here. So you can see basically our shooting star on this play is almost the same exact thing as seeing an upper shadow. Upper shadow, the stock shot on up, the stock came back on down. We have our upper shadow, stock starts reversing to the downside, just like we have right here on all these upper shadows. It shows that the stock was all the way on up, and then what happens? The stock showed weakness and started dropping on down. So the stock showed weakness, started dropping on down, was not very strong, could not hold its gains. Here are some other ones if you guys want to learn them a little bit, more in depth. We have the abandoned baby, the dark cloud cover, the doji, which we already went into. You're like, geez, Dak, I don't come up with these names. Again, the abandoned baby chart setup, I didn't come up with it. I don't know who did. Okay, definitely, someone who just has a dark little twist in mind. Also, like dead cat bounce plays. I don't come up with these pattern names. They're just again what the textbook is. So there are some, again, kind of like more advanced plays right here. A little sign out. Are we starting to see a little bit of action over on like DTSS or anything? Let's see here. DTSS, slowly trying to move on up. Slowly trying to move on up. I'm still looking around. If there's a play that goes on off, I'll stop what I'm doing right now and keep my eyes peeled on a play. I'd rather make money, as you guys know. All right, so again, there are some other plays like Abandoned Baby, Dark Cloud Cover, Dojis, which we already went over. But in the most simple forms, guys, let's break this down. Let's make this as simple as possible. Any Doji star you see is going to lead to a reversal. Any long upper shadow, right? Any long lower shadow. So if you see a lower shadow, it leads to a bullish reversal, means the stock's going to be moving on up. Or a long upper shadow leads to a bearish reversal, where the stock's going to be coming on down. Right? Doji star, shoot on up. Doji star, drop on down. Long lower shadows, stock starts moving on up right here. And then we have long upper shadows, basically CLSN, where we have all these different drops. Okay? So that's, going over our candlestick lesson. And I just want to make sure, everyone gets that. Everyone understands that. Does that make sense for everyone? I want every single person right now to be a pro on candlesticks at this moment. You look at your candlesticks and you start saying to yourself, all right, whoa, I know exactly what I'm looking at, while looking at these charts now. Is everyone a pro on candlesticks? If you guys are, let me see a deck more trades. Ow! I want to make sure you guys are, nice pros and understanding exactly, what you have and what you should be focused on right here. All right, good. Good, good, good. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear, ladies and gentlemen. So very important. Let me look around, make sure we're all set and not missing anything. So let's make sure we're not missing anything at this. All right, cool stuff. So far, right now, little heads up, guys. I just wanted to pop over and check out Dan's and Sublime's trades live streams. Sublime Trade's actually shorting right now REXN. So a little heads up, John Papa, he's actually shorting right now REXN, and he's currently up about $135 on his short. He's doing a live trade over there. If you guys check